I'm Claudia Rivero. You might have seen it this morning. A construction crane similar to this one collapsed during the morning rush hour in New York City. Coming up, we'll take you to the Tower Crane School of Phoenix to learn more about the sort of training crane operators must go through. Good evening, Arizona.
Coming up on Good Evening Arizona at 5 o'clock.
It was like something out of a movie. I couldn't believe the crane had fell.
For the second time in just 3 months, a crane crashes down in New York City with deadly force. Tonight, hear from Valley crane operators about what it's like to be behind the controls.
I just saw all the cranes come down the middle of the street. It was like something out of a movie.
2 people are dead after a crane smashed down into an apartment building in the middle of New York City. Another is in serious condition tonight. This is the second deadly crane accident in that city in less than 3 months. Both those men were construction workers, one of them the crane operator. Tonight we take a look at what those operators have to go through before they're given control of the crane. Claudia Rivero joins us live in Phoenix with more on the kind of training those crane operators get here in the Valley.
That's right, Patty. Certainly it is not an easy job. Now, with so much construction going on just about everywhere you go, it is not unusual to see those cranes like the one that collapsed this morning in New York City. You can see the one behind me here at 24th Street and Camelback. It is very similar to the one that collapsed today. Now, those who are brave enough to become crane operators actually come here from all over the country and even different parts of the world to train at a school in Apache Junction.
It's kind of cool being in charge of a machine.
Ronnie Gray has been operating construction cranes for more than 35 years.
It could take a few years to learn how to operate these. Like each one of these cranes has its own different techniques of operating.
Ronnie owns the Tower Crane School of Phoenix. He teaches future crane operators from all over what it takes to do the job.
These guys come in, they're here for 6 days, 60 hours of tower cranes, hands-on training.
He says accidents like the one in New York City this morning show students that in this job, there is no room for mistakes.
You know, there's thousands of cranes up, and when you hear of one, it's like an airplane crash. It has to be some strange circumstances, they just don't fall down. There's usually a human error.
Student Gary Bartley is here from Bermuda. He says this job is not for everyone.
If you don't like heights and if you get seasick, then this ain't the job for you.
In order to get their certification from the National Commission of Crane Operators, students must first pass a series of tests. Step 1, the simulator.
We call this the electric chair.
Ronnie says this exercise allows him to immediately determine who has what it takes.
You can see if somebody has absolutely no sort of motor skill. I would think if you can't handle this, you wouldn't do so well upstairs.
Students who pass move on to a 55-question exam. Then the final step, the obstacle course.
To do multiple things up there, and you have to get through in 3 minutes. For every 8 seconds, there's deduction.
This is definitely intimidating.
And to be a good operator, it takes years of practice.
And as you come back to us live out here now, there are different tests and different requirements to operate the different kinds of cranes out there. Now, currently 15 states and 6 cities actually have licensing requirements for crane operators. Arizona does not. Live in Phoenix, Claudia Rivero, 3TV, the place with more news.
That's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Claudia.